Go.
So majolica is a technique that's been used for a lot of years, since like the 9th century. And basically, traditional majolica is a tin glaze put on top earthenware, typically terracotta. So what I've been doing is, well, first off, these are some examples. So it also, like, you can see that I didn't really apply it that well here. So whenever you're applying your tin glaze, base glaze, whatever, you want to make sure you make it nice and thick, or else you're gonna have like very translucent spots. I also made my bugs using majolica.
Pass it around.
Okay, this is a little sharp. Also, when you're applying the base glaze, you want to make sure that it's nice and smooth, because anything that has like a little bubble, or not bubble, but like it's the drip, it's gonna have, it's gonna warp your image, kind of like how it did right here. You see how it's kind of like, whoa. So basically it ran down. So this is the tin glaze. It's very stable. It doesn't run a lot unless you have like those drips. And then the colorants you use are typically a 1:3:1 ratio. So it's it's 1 part colorant, 3 parts frit, which Linda Erbockel uses 3:1:2:4, which is also what I've used. And then 1 part bentonite. The bentonite's to help aid brushability, but if you need more help, I guess, to have a better control on the brushing, you could use CMC gum. And she also, in her handout, she also lists what other companies have used in their majolica stain, I guess, part. So what I have here, this is what I've been working on. It's like a little fruit ball. I also have, it's dusty, but I also have a white tin glaze recipe that Jessie Martin and I made. Mainly her, I think. But yeah. So for this, I don't know if you're supposed to do this, but I have mixed the stains together. That's how I got some of like the purples in here. So it worked out. Not sure if you're supposed to do that, but it does work. So you just kind of like, oh my god. This is also, if you want a watercolor effect, you can use this technique to give that watercolor effect, because basically the way you apply it, the translucency will still be there after the firing, if that makes sense. So I kind of just do my outlines in blue instead of black, because it's just what I like doing. So you just kind of like, it's a little watery because I didn't mix it that well, but, and you can layer it on there to whatever you want, and it'll soak it. I'm not the best probably to show this, but it's fun, and I really enjoy this technique. So, and
so the tin is the white part.
yeah,
And then what was the ratio that you're talking about? That's the tin glaze or the colorants?
that's the colorants.
Okay, so these have
So-
prints in them.
Yeah, so it's I have, for this one I have the yellow stain, and then 3 parts of the frit, 3:1:2:4, and then 1 part of bentonite. I feel like I was gonna say something, but I forgot.
It's 3.124 parts.
It's 1:3:1. The frit is called it's frit 3124. Yeah, but I'm sure you can use other kinds of frits. There was something I was gonna say, but I forgot. So when you fire it, you just fire this once, and then the colorants mix into the glaze so that it's makes this glossy finish. So it's kind of like I don't know if you, instead of wanting to do underglaze and then put a beer on top, it kind of works backwards in that you put the glaze first. You can see what you're doing as you color, versus with the underglaze, you put the underglaze first and then you put the clear on top. You don't see that, but there's no no one's not better than the other. It's just a different kind of technique.
Can you use majolica on high fire pencils?
Not really. I am testing a cone 6 majolica. Forgot to mention this. That's a great question. So majolica is usually fired to cone 04 because terracotta is usually low fire. Linda provides different like cones, but they're all really low. She does have some cone 6 recipes, which I've been trying out, but typically it's done very low fire.
So what if I had a vessel, okay, and I bisqued it, and then I took it to temp, and it's like already vitrified, and then I took it back down to cone 04 for the majolica, do you think?
We could test that out.
Okay.
That sounds pretty cool.
What do
You
you
could
think?
test it. You'd have to figure out a way to be able to apply the tin-based glaze to something that's already been vitrified or been up high. So that would be one issue.
This is lower than before.
I think you were talking about going up even higher, right?
Right, but not the majolica itself, just the clay, and then bringing it back down to apply majolica, like you would do for luster or.
Oh, yeah. Because your high temperature would be essentially bisque temperature.
Right.
Yeah. Then it seems like it'd work. As long as you can apply that tin glaze and then, and have it stick and everything.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
You applied it to this square?
Yeah, so this is bisque ware.
Question. When you put the colors on and it's like a little bumpy, does it like even out when you fire it, or does it stay kind of textured?
Yeah, so if the tin glaze is bumpy, then it'll do stuff like that. It'll still kind of run down, but that's if you apply it very thick. But other than that, if it's just like a little bump, it will even out. It's a pretty stable glaze, so it doesn't really move too much. Like this is back in the day, it didn't run that much. So I mean, not a good thing, and you can kind of see how stable it is here because it doesn't really run down these edges. So it's just and you can do layering. You can also do white. So this one I like completely covered in the brown colorant, but I was still able to get some shadowing with the white on top of that. So you can do a lot of stuff with majolica. I don't know if you wanna. It's pretty.
So you can do the tin glaze and then cover that with the color and then take a white color and on top of that.
Yeah, you can do a lot of layering. I'm sure traditionally that's not what was done most. The point was to show that technique, but I don't. It's different time. Yeah.
Almost big, different, and cool.
No. Any other questions?
Is that black one like with white under it, with black over it, or is it just black? Is it white
So
over it? Is it
I had we made Jesse and I made a black majolica tin glaze. I think that's what it's called.
So so it's the glaze. It's
Yeah, so the
glaze.
black is the glaze, and then the white is the white, because I was trying to test out like how that worked.
So the black isn't like a colorant that you made, it's in just another version of the
Yeah.
actual glaze.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Instead of the white, it's black.
And then I white color. So there's like, to summarize, there's two parts that goes to majolica. You have your white tin glaze.
Or
black.
Okay.
And then you have your colorants that you add onto that glaze that will become one after
That's so cool.
unite. Yeah. And you can, typically it's done on white, or not white, on terracotta, but with this one, I used a white clay body. So,
different.
Is
So
there-
spicy.
Is there any way to do it with like any other like opacity glaze? Like I know tin is like an opacifier,
Mhm.
but
tin is also because it's, I guess, pretty stable.
yeah.
I'm sure there are different ways you can do
You
this.
probably
though.
thin it out like this one here.
Yeah.
You know.
Make like a clear
Mm-hmm.
type of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I see where you're going with this. Hmm.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
Hmm, yeah.
Yeah.
This would be good for some of your stuff too, Molly.
I don't know. I don't know what
Anybody
else to
else
say.
for Alma?
I don't know. I feel like you did good answering all of our questions. Can I see that?
This one?
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's got a white purse. Like, oh my gosh.
Oh, I have one more question. Is it easy to wipe off when you make a mistake?
Yes and no. The white glaze, as you can see, don't have any good examples because I made sure it didn't happen again. But if you do get glaze on the bottom of this, you want to clean it up real good because after it gets fired, you will see white. It's not gonna be like, it'll look like a dusty white, and it's not pretty.
Okay.
So just make sure you sand everything and then like make it nice and clean.
All right. Good job.